I gotta turn on the light here. Hello guys, welcome back to today's video. In today's video, I tell you something. Me, not you, me, yes, me, noticed something. Something about, movies, TV shows, and stuff like that. The theater, if you will. Some people say cinema, but nobody really says that outside of, besides people outside of North America. Okay? Like, there are some people who do say cinema, but generally it's more of like a meme kind of thing, rather than something people actually unironically say, you know? They say go to the theater or go to the movies, you know, you don't really see them say, oh yeah, I wanna go to the cinema. If you say something like that, people are gonna think you're a theater kid. So it doesn't even work anyway. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is like, movie theaters are not as big as they used to be. Okay? It's basically how they're arcades now. Alright? Like, the movie theater is basically an arcade. An arcade for movies, alright? Like, it's basically the reason why they're pushing out a lot of older movies is arcade, their entire business now, like, is just thriving off of nostalgia. Same thing with, theaters. They're starting to basically, 20th anniversary, anniversary for this movie, this movie that came out a year ago. But whenever they do release a new movie, it's kind of rare. You know, like an actual original new movie. Because every single fucking movie that they make nowadays that goes out to theaters, every single fucking movie is like, yeah, let's appeal to an audience that doesn't exist anymore. You know? Let's appeal to somebody that, maybe we shouldn't have a sequel for. Why are you trying to always make these unoriginal movies? Like, this is why people use the internet more. This is why people use DVDs more, specifically because, yeah, let's remove this movie. Let's remove that movie. Oh, you liked that movie? Oh yeah, let's get rid of it. Out of your mind. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Anyway, but I just noticed something between me and younger generations. Not younger generations, older generations. Like, for example, my parents and some older people, a lot of older people that I know, they forget to pause the TV. You know what I mean? They'll be like, how did I miss this? Why is the movie over? Why is the show not working? Why is the show not showing? Why are they not doing anything? Huh? They're like, you know, they're not focused on, hey, if you want to pause the movie, you press the pause button. And some of them are like, turn the movie off, turn the movie off. What they really mean is pause the movie. A lot of them generally just mean pause the movie. They don't know how to, like, they can say it, but they're not, like, used to it for some reason. Like, they'll just have the movie on. Like, they'll legit forget to pause it. Like, you can do that. But then they're like, oh yeah, you can just do that while they go to the bathroom. And then they come out and they're like, what did I miss? Why are they like that? What's going on in the movie? Like, bro, you could have paused it, went to the bathroom, and then came back. It's not cable TV no more, bro. You can pause the movie. Pause. pause button or pause the TV show. Okay? Some video games you can't do that because it's live, but generally you can do that too. But I don't know why that's so common with older people. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of older people that are really, really good with technology, that are very, smart with technology. They do exist. But they're a minority in the older space, the older people's space. So, what's going on here? You know? And so because of it, the theater, because of all this stuff, everybody can just watch the movie at home. The theater is basically dead. You know how all the big, video game companies, they went from appealing to the arcade to appealing to basically your home space? How am I going to get in your home with my video games? Was basically the whole ideal now with the internet and everything. Well, that's what movie companies are turning into. That's why a lot of TV shows are really just movies now. You know, they're not really like TV shows like they're supposed to be. Where they're supposed to be slices of one season. Each season is unique, okay? And each episode is different parts of that particular season. That's how it should be. If you look at any old show, it made sense why each episode was completely unique from one another. Because back then, people watched that shit live. Okay? When you wanted to see a new episode, you had to know when it came out live, or else you would miss it entirely. You know? And because of it, most people, there were literally theaters that I've heard up until the 2000s, but there were literally theaters that were open specifically for TV episodes. So you would go over there to go watch a TV episode because they would remember it for you. That's just how it was back then. You know? So, I don't know what else to tell you. And there was this thing that they used to do where they would take big trucks or whatever and send you the newest batches of movies. But now that they don't really have that, they don't really have the need for it. You know? They got rid of that system and now it's all digital. Makes things interesting, don't it? Yes, it does. Anyway, what else? You know those ways that they show you a big movie? Those cameras and stuff? How they do it in the schools and things like that nowadays? Well, that's what they do in the theaters. They just don't directly show it because, you're trying to watch a movie. You're not trying to be in a school, you know? But that's kind of the whole point of it. And honestly, if you ask me, I'd homeschool my kids. I'd legit homeschool my kids. Because ain't no way I'm sending them to these schools nowadays. You know? They're so boring as shit. You know? Anyway, yeah. These theaters, they just don't know what they're doing as much as they used to. You know, they used to be on top of the world a decade or two ago. Actually, maybe 3 or 4 decades before I was even born. Yeah, they probably would be on top of the world. But ever since 2005, they've been pretty much starting to become irrelevant, you know? Because I know some people that are yeah, I'm not getting a movie till I can access it digitally. They'll literally take a movie and then they'll put that into a file. They'll take that disc, put it into a file, and then once they have it into a digital file, they save the file, and then they just have that movie, you know? And some of them will record that kind of stuff, but if you ask me, yeah, I would rather just have, like, within a file that I have it saved in, you know? That way I have a digital copy, so if the physical copy goes out of whack, I can always have the digital one without any of it getting replaced. So as long as I still have that particular disc, and then I can just put it into another disc, have a copy of that into another disc, and then be able to use it how I want to use it, you know? Kind of like pirating it. That would be great. No ads, no anything like that. Just straight up a movie. You know? Like, I wish I could just do that. Like, that would be so great. You know what I mean? Can you imagine just saving a copy of a movie? I can. My phone can handle about 10 hours of like continuous straying, which basically means that if I were to have a 10-hour video on my file or my account, I can just put it on there. Meaning that any movie I generally want, if I could download it, I would download it. Alright? There are just some movies I wish I could download right now. Maybe I can. I don't know. I'll ask Reddit or something. Anyway, I am out of here. And just remember, stay ugly. Oh, yeah. I wonder what you guys think about it, but anyway, just remember, stay ugly.